Yeah, what's up, you guys? Yeah, I noticed that comedians will always tell you two things, right? They'll always tell you when they get booked on a show, and they'll always tell you when they have sex. Yeah, it's a little juvenile, you know what I mean? Like last time I was booked on a show was like a couple months ago. You know, but I did get laid last week, so hooah!
Yeah,
Thanks. Yeah, I got pulled over the other day. I was driving in my car. I got pulled over by a horse cop. It was weird, right? I didn't even know he was behind me until I heard this. Yeah, sorry. I didn't even know he was behind me until I heard this woo, woo. And it wasn't a siren, it was a horse making that sound. Yeah, one of my Muslim friends, you know, he's like a total, he's always trying to pork shame me, right? Because he doesn't eat pork. He's like, oh, gross, you eat bacon and sausage? I'm like, man, I'm Korean, man, we eat dogs, right? Not this one. Yeah, earlier this year, scientists reported for the first time they documented 2 male humpback whales having sex. Yeah, Hollywood's already going to make a movie about it. They're going to call it Humpback Mountain. Yeah, I was thinking about how language changes over time, right? Like if some dude came up to me right now and told me he was going to blow my brains out, I wouldn't know whether to run away or pull my pants down. Yeah, I was watching a documentary about the General Custer and Last Stand of Little Bighorn, you know? I was like, Little Bighorn? That's gotta be euphemism for penis, no? Little Bighorn? It's like, here's my bighorn, and here's my little bighorn. Yeah, I was thinking like, doctors are so full of shit, you know what I mean? I guess they always were. Like back in the 20s, people didn't trust eating hamburgers much, right? So when White Castle came out, he hired a bunch of doctors to sit around his restaurants eating hamburgers and shit. So people were like, oh, I guess hamburgers are good for you, right? Hamburgers aren't good for you. Then in the 50s, they had doctors selling cigarettes, you know, in the newspaper and magazines. And they even had TV commercials where they're like, oh, I'm a doctor, so I smoke Camels. That's such bullshit, right? Because they're doctors, they know better. And then now the modern doctor scam going around now is a whole prostate rectal anal exam, you know? That's such bullshit. You know, I've heard 100 different prostate anal exam stories. They all end the same way. They didn't find anything. You know, if it's so important, why don't you show me what to look for, and I'll stick my own finger up my own ass, huh? How about that, right? But, oh no, we can't have that, can we? What, you need like a medical degree just to find a bubble up your butt? Tell me, my colon's not the only thing full of shit around here. All right, I'll tell you guys a little story. People like this. Hollywood people love stories. The day I met The Rock, right? Yeah, I was at DMV with my buddy, right? And then, this is about 2015. And we're waiting in line. He's like, hey, you see that guy over there? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I think it's The Rock, right? And I look, he looks like really dark, like a black guy, right? And I'm like, no, I don't think so. But then he smiles, right? And I'm like, you know what, maybe. And then I look around the room, and everyone's just kind of looking at him and pointing and shit, right? You can feel this excitement like building in the room, right? And it's just like literally every second, it's like building. At one point, this girl screams, it's The Rock, right? And everyone's room's like, whoa. And then when I go to get my picture taken, right? He cuts the line, right? He cuts right in front of me, you know? And he's like standing right in front of me, right? Just looking right at me. And like, I could have asked him for his handshake or an autograph or anything. But I was so starstruck, you know? I couldn't do anything. All I could do was just stand there and go. You know, the only thought in my head was, that's The Rock. That's The Rock. That's The Rock, right? And I just couldn't do anything. And then he just looking at me like, whatever. And he like walked over, he got his picture taken. And then like people all run up to him, get, you know, whatever, pictures and all that stuff. And I was watching, I was like, man, this guy's so cool, you know? If I ever meet him again, I'm gonna go right up to him and go, because it's The Rock, I can't help it. All right, let me tell a couple more jokes. Close this out a little. Yeah, you know, the NFL's one Asian player, right? And he's a kicker. Could you not find a more racist position for this guy? What, is he gonna go out barefoot in a karate uniform? I was watching this Bigfoot show, Bigfoot Hunters, and it struck me how dedicated these Bigfoot hunters were, you know? They're like so devoted to something that might not even be real, like comedians in their careers. My name's Ioana, and I'm out of here, thank you.